All right, so Abraham Watkins. This one has been a part of our lives for a very long time. Downtown Houston, historic district, law firm, 100-year-old building, all these elements come into play, and it's been exciting to get to see each individual phase, and hopefully this last part is the culmination of all that.
So these are original mahogany doors, and so it's one of the nicest features of this whole building is some of the original materials, the original wood. And so we played on that with new paneling and clean lines. You'll notice the height of some of these doors are massive compared to newer contemporary offices, which was kind of a nice feature that we played on with newer materials.
This angle right here that you're seeing is the perfect angle. People coming in from North Houston, everybody enters downtown Houston through I-45, this corridor, and this is the first thing they're seeing. This is one of my favorite spots. You know, 100 years ago, goods were coming off the bayou right into this building. Some of the things we found, we uncovered, right? 100 years of brick and docks and woodwork and stuff. So you want to bring all that to life.
Yeah, and as we pursued the certificate of appropriateness with the Historic Commission, one of the things that they said was, on Commerce Street, you want to be very contextual with the original two buildings.
Absolutely.
But on Milam Street, which is this elevation here, we were able to have a little bit more of a contemporary twist, because what matters most is that you're building in your own time. And that's something that the Historic Commission respects and actually applauds. So we're excited about how that'll come together on this space. As we all know, flooding is a major concern here in Houston, and sure enough, this space, the original buildings adjacent, all flooded majorly several times over the last 10 years. So how are we then going to solve that for this building?
Well, this was a major conversation you had multiple times, even with historic. It's gonna flood. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when, right? Fortunately, in phase one, we had kind of already set the precedent of creating a garage space. So that was the plan all along for here. What we didn't expect was the height of the floodplain, particularly in this area. I believe it was over 14 feet.
Right, so near the ceiling height here.
Correct. So that doesn't necessarily work with the 125-year-old floor plate for the second floor, or lining up the elements for the elevations. So how do you play that game, right? How do you get higher? Do you line things up, not have people jumping onto the next floor? So that was one of the early on challenges, is trying to play that game between, you know, functionality, make sure it works, and still aligning to what historic wanted us to match. So part of the historic was not just the building we're connected to, it was the whole district itself. And one of the buildings they kept pointing you back to was this right here across the street. So how did you answer that problem?
So the Historic Commission cares a lot about contributing context. And so this building, as well as the one next door, as well as another 20 to 30 buildings in the Main Street Market Square Historic District, are contributing structures. What that means is we want to make sure that this new addition, despite being a brand new contemporary office, acts, looks, feels, in scale and material to some of those contributing buildings. And this building across the street here on Milam is, in a sense, similar in scale. It's also 4 stories. It even has a penthouse pop-up. And there's many aspects of that building, ironically, that really are attributed to this building as well, despite the many years of difference between construction dates.
Technically on this floor, there is no connection to the existing building. It's the floor below us. But you can clearly see what's happening around us. I-45, all these people coming into town. You've got the bayou coming around. You've got University of Houston downtown, the entrance to the city, the historic district, and this is what they'll see. So a lot of responsibility to make sure all this kind of comes together, and you've got a lot of people you have to make happy.
Oh yeah, it takes a village to make it happen. And I think with all of our consultants, with the owners, with the contractor, everyone's at the table making these decisions day in, day out to make sure that we're headed in the right direction.
It was definitely a team effort, a lot of collaboration, a lot of conversation, small conversations, solve one problem, move on to the next one, solve that one and the next one and the next one. So it's been a great project.